What's up, gang? Hadrian here, Invincible Jiu-Jitsu. And today I'm talking about a conversation I had with an older white belt practitioner. He's in his 60s, and he started Jiu-Jitsu when he was 60. And he was telling me that he frequently bemoans the fact, he frequently regrets the fact that he didn't get into Jiu-Jitsu much earlier in his life. He feels like he wasted his youth almost because he didn't find Jiu-Jitsu earlier. He also gets down on himself, beats himself up for struggling against younger, stronger, more athletic training partners. I told this gentleman, I said, hell, I didn't start jiu-jitsu until I was in my 30s. Now, that's not that late. No, comparatively, it's not that late. But even starting 30 years before he did, I still was complaining about it. I still found a reason to bemoan the fact that I didn't start in my teens or in my 20s. Now I'm in my 40s. And now, even as a black belt, I still struggle against younger, stronger, more athletic grapplers. Let's say, all things being equal, that we're both black belts. If someone is younger, stronger, fitter, more aggressive than I am, I still struggle. It's still hard work for me to get on top and do what I need to do. But here's the thing. Here's the point. It's all relative. This gentleman I was talking to, in his 60s, white belt, he struggles. Me, black belt, 40s, I struggle. Our struggles are slightly different in terms of the technical aspect, but we still have our struggles. Wherever you are in your jiu-jitsu journey, whether you're a white belt just starting out, day one, or you're a black belt who's been doing it 30 years, or 20, whatever it is, you are still going to have struggles. Your struggles will be unique to you, but they exist for you. And the fact that this guy is doing jiu-jitsu in his 60s, the fact that any of us are doing jiu-jitsu at all is a phenomenal thing. Think of how many people out there who aren't doing jiu-jitsu, who haven't discovered this beautiful art. For myself, jiu-jitsu was responsible for changing many unhealthy aspects of my life. When I discovered jiu-jitsu and fell in love with jiu-jitsu, I quit smoking. I was a social smoker. I wasn't a heavy smoker, but I was a social smoker. I'd go out to the bar and whatever, and I'd bum a cigarette or two from the people around me. Never bought my own cigarettes. Didn't need to do that. I quit smoking. I quit drinking as much as I was at that time. I quit going out partying all the time because I found jiu-jitsu, found this thing that I'd fallen in love with and wanted to be as effective as I could, which meant that I had to shed a lot of these limiting behaviors. So jiu-jitsu at any age can be a life-altering process. So that in and of itself is phenomenal. So whether you're 20, 30, 60, to be engaging in something like jiu-jitsu, which if you're watching this, you probably already know, to be engaging in jiu-jitsu it's a beautiful thing. Going back to the whole aspect of struggling, everybody struggles, and we should embrace the struggle. The struggle is what makes us better. The obstacle is the way, to quote Marcus Aurelius or Ryan Holiday, one of those two great thinkers. The struggle is the way. Without the struggle, if there was no struggle, how would you get better? In fact, why would you even get on the mat? We engage in jiu-jitsu precisely because there is struggle. It's relative. If there's too much struggle, it's the same as when you're trying to learn something, learn any new skill. The struggle has to be commensurate, or it has to be of a level that you can even incrementally overcome the struggle, get better and move to the next struggle. If there's too much struggle, and you have no chance of overcoming it, then this is going to be difficult. But we need some struggle to encourage us to move forward. We need some resistance to push against, to make us better, to make us stronger. We must embrace the struggle. Now, in the case of this 60-year-old competitor, perhaps his struggles, the people he's struggling against, maybe they're too much for him. occasionally. Maybe some of the people are too much for him. In that case, I advise him, and I did advise him, to seek out training partners who are going to challenge him enough. Of course, this is changing all the time. And if you're a competitor and you're coming up to a competition, then actually you want to seek out those people that really challenge you. Sometimes, especially as competitors, we need to seek out situations that are almost too much for us to handle. We need that, but that's only occasionally and under very specific circumstances. Most of the time, we need just enough struggle to keep us interested, to keep us progressing. The struggle defines us, so we must embrace the struggle. But we must be tactical, must be strategically minded with how we go about that. And so again, I would advise anyone who feels that the struggle is overwhelming them to back off and seek a way or seek partners that are going to challenge you enough that you can keep growing. The other side of it is this. When I was a blue belt and a purple belt, I would put a lot of pressure on myself to get the tap, to not be tapped, to impose my will on my training partners. And I found it really mentally and physically draining. And at a certain point, I realized that this mindset was no longer serving me. This gung-ho, driven mindset was not serving me. And I wasn't enjoying myself. I would come home from a training session where I hadn't achieved the objectives I'd set, and I'd feel diminished. I'd feel like I'd failed in some way. And this is because I realized my objective, my framing of the situation was not healthy. It was not progressive. I changed it from a mindset of I must have this to a mindset of I must enjoy this. I must seek out the play in this. Now again, if I was training for a competition, I would seek out the must-haves, and I would go for it with a much harder mindset. But generally, the way I conduct my jiu-jitsu practice and my life is, where can I enjoy this the most? How can I enjoy this the most? Where can I get the most play? How can I keep this as playful as possible? Something that Ryron Gracie likes to say a lot, keep it playful. And this is something I've always tried to remind myself of since my sort of mid-purple belt days. How can I keep it playful? And it's something that I try to instill in my students, because when you are playful, when you're relaxed, when you take the pressure off, you learn faster. You're learning faster because you're enjoying yourself. I've said it in previous videos. We know that people learn most effectively, kids, adults, animals learn most effectively when they're playing. And this applies nowhere better than jiu-jitsu. So try to keep it playful wherever you can, and you'll learn better and go faster. So there you are, guys. I hope this concept, this philosophy helps you in your jiu-jitsu practice, and maybe it will even filter into your life and help in many other areas, as it has in mine. If you found this content useful, if you found it helpful, please like, share and subscribe the video. It really helps the channel to grow, helps us to spread the good word. And in the meantime, train well, and I'll see you in the next video.